Welcome to the very first edition of Ben Harbor Sports Weekly Extra. I am your host, Nick McGee. You can follow Ben Harbor Sports Weekly via social media on Facebook.com and search for Ben Harbor Sports Weekly, also on Twitter.com/BH Sports Weekly. And you can listen to episodes of Ben Harbor Sports Weekly on YouTube.com/BH Sports Weekly. And also, you can check out our weekly radio show live every Thursday night from 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Power 105.3 WVBH locally in Benton Harbor, Michigan. But for our very first installment of Ben Harbor Sports Weekly Extra, I conducted an exclusive interview with the Ben Harbor High School's boys basketball coach, Corey Sterling, as we discussed their amazing Cinderella season, their amazing run in the Michigan High School Class A tournament, and also discussed various topics in the NBA and also in the NCAA as well. So without any further ado, I give you my exclusive interview with the Ben Harbor High School boys head basketball coach. I give you Corey Sterling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Ben Harbor Sports Weekly, right here on 105.3 FM WVBH. And my guest here on today is the head coach of the Ben Harbor High School boys basketball team, Coach Corey Sterling.
Yep. Yes,
Coach,
sir.
welcome to Ben Harbor Sports Weekly, my friend.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. Shouts out to 105.3.
All right, and I see you brought three of your best players with you. Can you give us an intro, please?
We got Cortez Moore, which is a senior, 6'6" forward. We got John Robinson, which is a senior. Mm-hmm. He's about 6 foot. He's our point guard. Right. We got Daryl Moss, which is a senior, and he's our sixth man off the bench. He played down low. He's about, I say every bit of 6'2", but sometimes they list him a little bit higher or whatever. So all three of these guys is great kids and well deserving.
All right, awesome, Coach. And Coach, let's go back on the season. First off, I want to say congratulations on a wonderful season.
Thank you.
We haven't seen a season like this since the early 90s. And
right.
I definitely have not seen a season like this while I was a student here at Ben Harbor High School. So congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much, man. Again, we've been blessed, man. God really blessed this team because we started the season off slow, but we was able to, stick with it. Hard work pays off. I'm really proud of this team. Like I said, man, the games we lost this year, we was in the game to the very end. So we lost a lot of games by 1 or 2 points, but it built character. Right. It showed us how to finish the games in the playoff run. So I told my guys when the playoffs started, I just need you to go 7-0. We went 6-0. We lost that last one in the championship game, but we was just truly blessed.
All right, and speaking of building character, what is the overall philosophy that you give to your players on a week-in, week-out basis?
Defense wins championships. Again, we was blessed, but we also played great defense. The games we won, we played that Ben Harbor defense. That tight man-to-man, all in your face, which create a lot of turnovers and easy buckets. So a lot of teams don't like to have that pressure on them. So we vow to have great defense.
So you took the Tom Thibodeau approach?
Yes.
The Chicago Bulls
approach? Yep, defense win a championship.
All right, awesome. And what was the most memorable game you have ever coached so far this season? I know you had an up and down season, but what game really stood out the most that really put your team over the hump?
Well, I would say two. In the early season, before the playoffs, it was Battle Creek Central. Again, we played Battle Creek this summer, and John Robinson, he had to go off to a different camp, so we didn't have our full team, but Battle Creek blew us out by like 20. Now, this summer camp ball, it don't count, but it still leaves something in the back of your head. So we had them on the schedule, and we had to go to Battle Creek in a hostile environment, and they was ranked, might have said, 5th in the state, and we upset them. We went in there, we was focused, and we beat them so bad that it woke all our players up and was like, hey, we got a great team. And people started really talking about not just the girls, now they started talking about the boys team. And then the second game I remember the most is just at the Final Four, the first game versus Cadillac. Before the finals, we on the Breslin floor, and our guys was so loose. I'm coaching, on the same floor, Izzo coaching, and they playing on the same floor as Keith Applin or Payne or those guys like that. And we just really put it on Cadillac. We made shots. We won that game, I think, by like 18 points. But we was up like 28 points on them. So that's a game I always remember, just winning that game to advance to the finals. Because once you're in the finals, anything can happen.
That's right.
And we was blessed to, receive a big trophy as the run-up. We just ran into a hot team in the finals, a guy who couldn't miss a shot. This guy was almost 60% from the three-point line, which you never see a high school player shoot like that. So we think, it was their will to win, and hopefully it'll be our turn next year, Lord's will.
All right, awesome, man. Let me ask your players here. What you figure your coach? What'd you figure your coach?
I think that he a good, humble coach. He looks after us, on the court and school-wise.
All right.
And, he pushed us, to do better, succeed in life and try to go off to a good college, whatsoever. Try to be like a good man in life, stuff like that.
Exactly.
All right.
I think here, good role model for the team. He really wanted to see us to do well. I could tell because when we losing and stuff, he was just pushing us, angry, just wanting us to win. And then since he was good to us, we had to look after him by making it that far, and that also helped him. So I think he's a good person overall. He always a positive person, never negative. He makes us want to do well at school and stuff, be honest with our grades and stuff like that. So he's a great coach and a citizen overall.
He's a good mentor. He looks out. I've been knowing Coach Dota for a couple years now, so he looks out for me like I'm his son or something. He take care of us as a team. We bond. He take us places, everything. He's like a mentor to us.
Right. Let me ask each one of you. Do you think Coach Sterling has successfully brought Ben Harbor boys basketball back?
Yeah, I
brought
think
it back to where it should be. I remember, my brother and my sister remember.
Yeah, I think so because I don't know what the past coaches did, but I know with him, he rarely says what we do bad. He always tells us the good things that we do, which makes us want to work harder at it. So we don't think much about the bad. Mm-hmm. So that pushes the players to go even harder. They know they win in. He reminds us how good we are, and he don't let us when we lose. He don't let us stay down just because we lost. He always reminds us how good we are.
Yeah, I believe he restored the roar and the tiger. He brought the tradition back with Ben Harbor basketball. Ben Harbor basketball is known for a winning program. Yeah, we had an up and down season, but when it came playoff time, you've seen the Tigers roll.
I think so because he a hard working coach, and since the past JV years, he been having a good record and stuff like that. So I say he a good coach,
Yeah, just to piggyback on it, building a program is more than just seniors. We got a great nucleus of young players.
I was just about to ask you about
that was part of the run. Again, we had our sophomore Jatan Gunn. He was our second leading scorer. Then we had our point guard Curtis Dawson. Mm-hmm. He's a sophomore. He was the starting two guard. Then you had our sixth man was Roy Anderson. He's a freshman. Then you got a junior, Malik Hall, who started as our big forward. He's just a junior, so the sky's the limit from the program. And then we got a great coaching staff. You got CC McFall, who just deal with workouts, developing the players, fundamental skills. Then you got Coach Freddie McGee. He run the AAU program in the summer, because I can't coach in the summer. So Then you got Coach Steve Archibald, who stay after practice and work on anything you need to work on. You got Kenny Jackson, who got our freshman team, who doing a great job with them. So again, it's not just me, it's the coaches, and then we got the younger players just coming up. And like I said, we looking to continue making deep runs in the playoffs.
All right. And Coach, you basically answered this question. I was going to ask you, what about the future of the overall basketball program in general? Mm-hmm. And you basically just answered it for me, so thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
Any of you seniors here, have you been approached by a major college or university yet as far as scholarship goes, or maybe visits the campus in the upcoming weeks or months ahead?
I just now got a scholarship to I ain't planning going to college. I'm going to a prep school, so I'm gonna do another 5th year senior. So I thank God for that. Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, I have some JUCO looks for Catalog, Glen Oaks, and one school in Tennessee, and then I have also the same prep school offered at Cortez.
Okay.
I have a Division II school in Grand Rapids. Kuiper College wanted me to come up there for open gym, and I'm also going to a couple open gyms for college.
Yeah. All right, awesome, boys.
Yeah, the one thing about this prep school, it gives the guys an extra year to develop mentally, physically. In the classroom, they got ACT prep. Mm-hmm. Carmelo Anthony, he developed at a prep school. He went to Oak Hill Prep School,
Right.
and then he, it's like a prep school is a blessing. I mean, this prep school is owned by alumni of Benton Harbor High School. The prep school is in Maryville, Indiana, and they develop players. I mean, all their players go Division I after they do that 1 year at the prep school. So I think it'll be great for Cortez, John, and Daryl, to look at all options.
Right.
So that's great right there.
All right. Let me ask you this question, Coach. Just to turn tables to the NBA a little bit, just look on the political side of it. Do you agree with the proposed rule by the new NBA commissioner that you're going to make to the board of governors real soon about getting rid of the one and done rule in the NBA and require that you have to be 2 years removed from high school before entering into the NBA draft? What's your thoughts on that?
Now, I don't agree with the rule. Again, the rule is if you got talent to go straight to the NBA out of high school, I think you should be allowed to do it. It's like once you're in the NBA, you got top-notch trainers, you got top-notch everything that's going to prepare you for the bumps and bruises of the NBA. But for somebody to try to govern somebody and say what you can and can't do, I think it's racist.
Go ahead.
Oh, I have some on that too. I don't agree with the rule either because I feel like it could also be a family situation, such as Thomas Robinson. He lost his mother and his, I think it was his grandmother or something. He had to take care of his little sister. So he had to leave that next year for financially to take care of his sister and live his own life. So he needed that.
Okay.
So I don't think it's fair to say when you can't go to the NBA if you got the skill.
Exactly.
Right.
Because at first it was just like you can go right after, like Kobe and Garnett and Tracy McGrady. Then they went to the one and done rule, which is all the Kentucky players started going one and done. So now they're trying to force you to stay in the league for in college for 2 years. I mean, again, I'm all for degrees. I have a bachelor's degree. But if a guy ready to go and he developed and he ready, he can always go back to college and get his degree.
Okay. Famous NBA Hall of Famer and TNT commentator Charles Barkley said he agreed with the new proposal by the new NBA commissioner with being 2 years removed from high school to go to college. He said if you continue with the one and done rule or have players currently to go straight from high school to the NBA, that the NBA itself will have a very bad problem for if you have players who are undeveloped, not mentally or physically ready to handle the grind of an 82-game season in the NBA.
Yeah. Well, I don't agree with Charles. Again, you never know who's behind Charles pushing his agenda. And Charles would say anything that comes to his head first anyway. I just feel, a situation like this is a case-by-case basis. You can't speak for everybody, but he say guys coming in underdeveloped. That's why you got the D-League in place.
Right.
Now, send them to the D-League.
You know what? Just to piggyback on that, Mark Cuban, the current owner of the Dallas Mavericks, did come out and say, you know what? Let's change the D-League a little bit to where let's get players who are fresh out of high school, just got their degree, send them to the D-League on a 3-year deal,
Right.
getting them the necessary mentors and courses needed to get them mentally and physically ready
Right.
for the main roster in the NBA,
Exactly.
getting them financial classes so they could take better care of their money and just expand and basically revamp the entire
Right.
D-League.
Well, one thing I want to say about that, because I read that article, and Cuban basically said a player would be better off going straight to the D-League out of high school than going to Duke, which I don't agree with that either. I think, a college atmosphere, because the social atmosphere is way better than just going straight to the D-League. But you got a few, though, that can go straight to the pros and straight to the D-League, but I don't think that's better for everybody. I think, to go to a big school like Duke or North Carolina or Kentucky, Kansas, the rivals, ain't nothing like college ball. To this day, I prefer to watch college hoops than NBA. I watch the NBA during the playoffs,
Right.
but right now, March Madness right now is the best time of the year.
Speaking of March Madness, this is for you, coach, and your players here. And your brackets looking good?
It was back after the first day.
Yeah.
I was on the radio last week. I don't know if you heard my broadcast. I basically just covered up my bracket and just threw it in the trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I see the billionaire. He offered $1 billion for somebody with a perfect bracket.
Someone does have a perfect bracket, but he did not register online.
He didn't get in, so it's just like, if you don't get in, you can't win. It's just like the lottery.
Just
You
messed
got to be in it to win it, baby.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's pretty much, my team is Kentucky. They played against Wichita State, which is my assistant coach favorite team, and he played there back in the day.
They were my pick to win the whole
CC
thing.
may fall. Wichita?
Yeah.
But again, I'm rooting for Kentucky. Who you got, Durham?
I got Michigan State, go green. One of my dream colleges, I want to go play basketball at. And what I was gonna say was, like, the brackets, I don't make brackets because who would actually make a perfect bracket in March Madness? You gonna pick Duke to beat Mercer, and every year it's gonna be at least one team that beats a top-ranked team in a bracket. So you gotta take chances.
That's true,
every
but
year.
Duke's season been up and down.
Right.
It's been up and down.
Yeah, a lot of people pick Mercer
Syracuse.
over Duke.
Yeah.
Syracuse lost.
Yeah,
Today.
Syracuse. But
Who would think Syracuse?
Syracuse been clumsy too.
Yes, they
toward the
have
end.
towards the stretch.
Yeah.
I had Western Michigan over Syracuse. I had Western going to the Sweet 16, my old alma mater, but
Okay.
once again they made me cry. It's okay.
Oh, you went to Western?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Graduated from WMU. Go Broncos.
Sweet.
All right.
I got Michigan State as well. They got their full team back. Everybody's healthy. I just see them smashing everybody the rest of the way.
Jesus
It's going to be a good game against Virginia, though.
Jesus Christ. What's up with the Michigan State love? It's killing me.
Taz, who you got?
I agree. Man, one of them. I don't like Michigan State. Or, what'd you say?
You got Ohio
Michigan State.
You got
Yeah,
Ohio
Michigan State. I don't like Michigan State.
Pick Ohio
Who you
State.
got?
I'm going for Florida.
Ooh, nice pick.
I forgot.
Well, their road been easy on top of their bracket. The road been easy, but
They play Michigan State
the
eventually.
way the bracket looked, they probably played Michigan State in the Final Four.
Right. You never know. Nah, that's a good pick.
I don't know. I'm not going with Kentucky, coach. I'm going to have to go with Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville. I think I pick Kentucky in that matchup. But
I'm picking Rick Pitino in his nice $500 suit.
Yeah,
and his
exactly.
loose hair.
Hey, he might bring out that white suit. He always
Oh,
wears the
watch
big
out
game.
now.
Yeah, that cream.
All right. Now, go on to the NBA a little bit. Who's y'all teams?
Well, I'll go last on this one. Daryl, who you got?
I'm going with, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm about to jump out the window.
One is because of Westbrook, but two is because of my favorite player, Kevin Durant. I don't see nobody in the league stopping Durant because his drive and his work ethic and his focus is like unimaginable. Like, it's kind of like rare. Like, you barely see someone with the focus that he has and the mindset. So that's definitely my favorite player. He a role model to me. I just love to watch him. I think he gonna take them all the way. Also with the good background, Jeremy Lamb and Kendrick Perkins, Ibaka, and also the bench, Reggie Jackson, good point guard coming off.
My favorite team is the Miami Heat. I'm a true LeBron fan, Dwayne Wade fan since they won.
I think I'm going to go with Miami.
Smart man.
LeBron, my favorite player in the NBA so far. Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah, I got the Pacers.
I knew it.
I know,
Okay.
yeah. The Pacers, really tough. They got a deep team. Just watching them last night, they don't bow down. Miami tried to bully them boys last night, but they ain't bow down. So, I know they more hungry. Miami, they won back-to-back. I just don't think they got the full hunger that you need. Now, I don't know who coming out the West. It's wide open in the West because
Wild West.
I used to be a Laker fan, and they just totally fell off the face of the earth.
They gave the Knicks 41. Was it 41 or 51?
They lost about
51.
It was
21
51 in one quarter.
Wow,
They gave the Knicks 51 points.
So I'm an old school Laker fan. Then I'm a Phil Jackson fan too. So I'm glad to see that he back in the game.
You know what? I was having this conversation on the radio just before I go about that. My team is the Chicago Bulls.
Okay. Wow.
Chicago
Shout
Bulls
out.
with the soon-to-be Coach of the Year, Tom Thibodeau, and the soon-to-be MVP, Joakim Noah.
Yep.
He will be the MVP this year. Given what Tom Thibodeau have with the team right now and the different parts he had with the depleted bench technically.
Right.
We got, to me, we're probably I would say third best team in the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
Because neither Miami or Indiana wants to play us in the second round. because it's going to go at least 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, and I heard some rumors that Derrick Rose might sneak back.
He won't. We're not even going to start that. We're not going to start. He's out for the season.
Right.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Right.
I don't want to sit there in my tight Derrick Rose jersey at home on the couch. Say, come on back, Derrick. I'm not doing that. I burnt the jersey last year. I'm not doing it. I burnt it because I don't want to be jinxed.
Okay.
I really don't. But, go ahead.
My favorite player is Kevin Durant, but if I go to this prep school, I might be an Indiana fan because I actually do love Indiana team, the way they play with that Lance Stevenson, with that fire and that aggressiveness. Remind me of Dennis Rodman on the Chicago Bulls, so I do think they can win it. Because like they said last night, every team need that one player with that toughness like that to win.
You know what? With the Pacers, they made a move a few weeks ago, and I think it messed with the nucleus of the team. I think what they had previously was enough, and it's going to take them a minute to really get back on track where they should be.
I
don't know. Miami, to me, is bored right now. They just don't have the switch on. They're bored. And I feel sorry when May comes around. I really do.
That's another team that y'all sleeping on, too. Clippers.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
The Clippers. Coming out the West, yeah.
Well, you can't sleep on San Antonio. I know they're the most boring team in the league, and when you watch a game, you literally fall asleep. It will help you fall asleep, but
Exactly.
When you wake up, they'll be winning.
yeah, they'll be winning. You know, Tim Duncan will have his crutches, and Tony Parker will divorce another woman, and you know,
Ginobili went through his shoes.
Exactly. Getting bit by a bat or whatever, but. You know, they're the team you gotta watch out for. I think that's the one team OKC need to watch out for coming out of the West. Yeah. And don't forget about Houston either.
Oh yeah, Houston.
Dirty Hugh.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Houston. But back to Phil Jackson, who is the current president of the New York Knicks. Do you guys really think Phil Jackson has what it takes to turn this team around?
Yeah, I think so. If they give him time, you know, you can't rush it. You know?
I mean, how much time?
Yeah.
Phil's
I would say. Give Phil at least 2 or 3 years to start.
That's what I said last week.
Install that triangle offense. You know, get the right coach on board, and then get somebody to roll with Melo. You know,
can he keep Melo?
I think so. I think Melo respect Phil. If Phil never would have came, Melo was gone. But now Phil presence, and Melo know you got a proven winner. So now Melo will go to Phil saying, okay, what can we do to bring a championship to the city of New York, which is the best city in the world?
Okay, the reason I made the statement about Melo because the New York Knicks salary cap is a mess. Mm-hmm. Their salary cap won't be cleared for at least another 2 or 3 years. Right. That goes back. That basically supports my argument of giving them at least 2 years of yours too, coach.
Yeah.
Do you think they have enough underneath the cap? Because Melo's looking for a max deal.
Yeah.
He's not going to take a haircut.
No, Melo going to get a max deal, but they got a sign and trade they can do with Amari Stoudemire. He got a big contract, but they can free it up with a sign and trade. They going to keep Tyson Chandler.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to be gone. Phil came in to clean house. They ain't hired Phil to keep the team just like it was.
I mean, how can you unload Stoudemire? I mean, that contract's worth $100 million. What team's gonna take that?
Well, it's not $100 million no more.
Well, it's not $100 million no more.
You got like a few more years on it, but
who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take that gamble?
I mean, Phil is awesome. Phil traded Paul Gasol. He got Paul from the Grizzlies for I think like a nobody or something. I forgot who they sent back. But Phil know how to, mastermind.
Hold up, in that Paul Gasol trade, Jerry West. Jerry West was working with the Memphis Grizzlies. Do you think he probably gave his old Laker team a discount on that?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, you paid Paul Gasol, who was the best player on Memphis.
Right. Okay.
Basically saying, you know what, just give me a draft pick.
For a little bit of that.
Right.
But then Stern vetoed when Chris Paul wanted to come to the Lakers, which really started a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you know what? Me personally, that was kind of bull crap because the NBA technically owned the New Orleans Pelicans currently right now, and they just didn't want to turn away the best player to another team that they know.
Yeah, so I think that was the Lakers' downfall right there because I'm a Laker fan. But again, the NBA is just big business. You know, a lot of people talk about the Illuminati and all this type stuff. You know, I think we're going to see who's going to be in the championship game. But I just think it's a business. That's why I like college.
Well, do you think that? Well, I ask you guys. Do you think that Melo could come to Chicago?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think it's somewhere in his mind that he will, but I'm not sure.
I don't think.
Before Phil got there, I said he was going. I just said he was going to Chicago. But Phil's there. I think he's going to stay. They're going to build an offense around him. It's going to be perfect.
Will Phil be enough to pull LeBron?
I don't think they'll work together. I don't think they'll work together.
You want LeBron? I think Phil going to target somebody like a Derrick Rose.
Or guard or
I think Chicago ready to give up on Derrick Rose.
You really think so?
I think so. I think
I mean, Rose got 3 years left on his contract.
Right.
He can't opt out till like another 2 years.
How many years you got on that knee? It's
right.
I mean, Kobe thought he'd come back, be ready. Now he was out for the whole season again. It's hard to come back from a knee injury.
Coach, I don't think Derrick's going anywhere. I don't think.
I know you're a Chicago fan.
Derrick's not going nowhere.
And you can't live with it. But
listen, Derrick's not going nowhere. Him and Noah, maybe Melo too, is going to stay put, and they're going to win us a championship.
Yeah, I hope
next
so,
year.
man. I hope so for you.
But could Phil go after Chris Bosh? Because I think Miami's ready to unload Chris Bosh just to keep on LeBron and D Wade.
I don't think Chris the type of player Phil like or whatever. But then again, Bosh like to shoot the J outside, and when you got the triangle, you need an outside shooter that's a
stretch
center.
four.
Yep, a stretch four. So, you never know. Again, but he definitely had to take a pay cut.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys another question. This popped up on ESPN and popped up on Mike and Mike early this morning. I don't know, you've been keeping up with this, Coach, about the situation at Northwestern with the football players unionizing and how that could affect not only college football but also college basketball as well.
Yep.
Do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, I got a strong opinion. Again, me being a scholarship college athlete of past, it was real unfortunate that they don't allow you to work.
Right.
And they allow you to live off, scraps, and then the school makes so much money off you with TV deal, selling your jersey, and you pretty much all you get is per diem, and they tell you should be happy that you're getting a degree, which is great and all, but I think, it should have been something in place way back then to allow the players to receive a stipend.
I feel the same way. It should be some sort of stipend that you can live off of, because in D1 NCAA schools, you cannot work.
No.
You cannot work. You got to put in how many hours with the team? At least 20 hours or more with the team?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Mm-hmm. And you definitely cannot work. Can't get another job. You basically can't eat a peanut butter sandwich off a stranger.
Exactly.
I mean, the NCAA rules are ridiculous right now.
Yeah, they're very strict, and then when you try to transfer, they make sure that they deny you. I mean, again, it's almost like a dictator, dictatorship. I know we've been taken over by the state a little while ago, and again, they was, silencing the commission, and then even the EM saying, who to vote for and all this type of stuff. So the NCAA is just as powerful as the NBA, but at least the NBA paying the players, and they having at least the cost of living.
Right.
The NCAA, again, is greed.
All right. And if, let's just say you were on the NCAA Board of Governors, and you say, I'm going to put a resolution on the floor to give each player in football and basketball only, men and women basketball, some sort of stipend. How much do you think it's worth for each player to have some sort of stipend?
It depends on what school they at. Now, if you at a small school and your team not generating a lot of money, then of course you can get by with, I would say, $200 a week. But if you at Ohio State or University of Michigan, who makes tons of money, $10,000 and all this, I think players should at least receive $400 to $500 a week. Because again, if you live in on campus, you got apartment fees. I mean, you got pretty much all kind of fees that the scholarship don't cover. The scholarship will cover, the dorm room, but again, you're a top of the line athlete. Most players ain't staying in dorms. Right. They junior and senior year. Now,
most NCAA stores, you see the jersey of these players.
Right.
When you go online, shop at the stores, or you go to an outlet store, should players be compensated when a person come buy one of their jerseys off the rack or online?
Yes, I think they should get a percentage. I mean, you got UCLA is fighting Ed O'Bannon for the same situation. You know, they use them for the video game. EA Sports getting out the game now for college because it's too touchy. So now all of a sudden you're using these players on the video game. You're making tons of money because everybody wants this video game for Christmas. But the NCAA EA Sports video game is not giving no money to these schools or the players. They might got a private deal with the schools, but it's not trickling down where it need to go.
All right. What you think, guys?
Yeah, this is a big conversation over there.
Yeah,
I don't think they ready
sorry,
for this.
Hold on. Who here?
Stand back.
I know everything. Okay, first of all, I think college student athletes should get paid because, like you said, when all of these people buying your jersey and they making all this money and you don't get nothing from it, and then especially with the video games, I know me, myself, I get every basketball game. College, I was wondering why they stopped bringing out college basketball games because it was one of my favorites. Like, even like Coach said, I also like watching college basketball way more than NBA until the playoffs. So people buying players such as Jabari Parker, Andrew Wiggins, probably most likely making millions of dollars because the jersey is about $80 to $100.
Right. Now, let me throw out this question at you, since you're coming up to the big boy table here. Now, the NCAA come out with an argument and say, well, we're selling the number with the school's name on it, but the player's
name not on it.
But it's pretty much, even on the video game, they develop that muscle and that tallness just like the player. Now, the only thing they do is just take the name off the jersey. But if you got a Syracuse number 15, everybody know that was Melo. Right. You know, so they're not fooling nobody.
Right. Exactly. And if you got a jersey number, which is Jabari Parker, 22.
No, we want that. I'm not going to edit that out.
Number one.
You should have said Andrew Wiggins. I was thinking
Andrew Wiggins. Whatever, Jabari Parker, whatever number he is, I just see him get buckets. But whatever number he is, why would everybody be buying this random jersey number and it's not a big player? Everybody knows Jabari Parker.
Exactly.
That's
well,
why
the NCAA could come back and say, well, that could be just someone's favorite number.
No.
It's not going to be 900,000 million players number.
But that's what I mean by the slickness of the NC2A. You know, again, I didn't play Division I. I played Division II. And, you know, we traveled across the country on charter bus.
Right.
I didn't have the luxury of flying planes and all that type of stuff. But they feel the per diem they give D1 players and the plane and all the little small perks that we'll be satisfied. So I'm glad we got guys sticking up and fighting for the rights.
All right. Awesome. Can we talk a little college football or maybe some NFL a little bit, guys?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, you don't mess with that? Oh, my goodness. All right, well, maybe this will be brought in a little bit. Johnny Manziel had his pro day today. You know, was in his full pads, you know, in his little gator shorts and everything, out there throwing the ball. Do you think Johnny Football has the potential of being a first rounder? Because me personally, I think he could be a second rounder in the upcoming NFL draft.
Right. I mean, I think the sky's the limit for Johnny Football. Again, he's short, but anytime you got guys who say you can't, that motivates you even hungry to go harder.
Russell Wilson was a prime example.
Exactly. I would love for him to prove everybody wrong. You know, again, you always gonna have doubters. I mean, they doubted Jesus. I mean, they surely doubted me this year. Look what God took me all the way to the final game. So again, you know, I'm a fan of Johnny Football.
Now, if Johnny Football get drafted by the Cleveland Browns, do you think Johnny Football can take him to the Super Bowl in about 3 years?
I would say 3 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, because again, you need somebody surrounding him. Because again, he get knocked down too many times, and then now he on the injured list.
All right, and also with the NCAA football, they're talking about. We're about to close out here in a few minutes. I just want to throw this out about redoing their football playoff, and once again that feeds into the beast of the amount of millions, if not billions of dollars that these schools are making off of TV rights and tickets and all that stuff, Coach. I mean,
it's pretty much you got these million dollar bowls that they had. Now they finally going to a playoff system.
Somewhat of a playoff system with 4 teams.
4 teams. It'll give you a true champion. Because again, they at least get it right at the top. Pick the 4 best teams, and the 5th best team going to get left out.
Right.
So eventually, they'll open it up to 6 probably the year after. But right now, I'm just pleased that they're making a step towards the right direction than just let somebody behind a suit pick who gonna play in the national championship game.
That's very true. Yeah. I completely agree.
So you win, you go to the championship. It's the Final Four, baby.
And you have anything you want to say to our audience here at Benton Harbor about the future of the Benton Harbor High School boys basketball team?
Absolutely, man. Again, 105.3, man. I've been listening to y'all since I was young. You know, I told my players, this is the realest radio station right here. I mean, we've been doing tons of radio interviews, but this right here is straight, you know, this the hood right here. So I told them, be prepared for some, you know, some calls coming in. Might say, hey, man, y'all ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, you know, these are our fans and y'all stuck behind us. You know, y'all came to the game. If y'all couldn't come to the game, y'all watched it on TV. So, again, thanks to fans, man. Continue to support us next year. Come up to the school and mentor a player or two.
All right, awesome. Any final words, boys?
I just want to appreciate the city for coming out and supporting us the whole season. Even when y'all thought we wasn't going to do nothing at the beginning of the season, at the end, y'all still stuck with it. So I appreciate my city of Benton Harbor. I just love the city and the fans.
Just want to say thank you to the city of Benton Harbor.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for all the Benton Harbor fans come to our game last week. You know, come and support us. You know, bringing the city back just like back in the early '90s. You know, it was thankful, and I really liked that. You know, everybody coming together and stuff like that. And then today at the little pep rally, you know, it wasn't a lot of people out there, but you know, it's a lot. You know, a few still better. You know,
Better than nothing.
better than nothing. So I want to thank Coach CC, Mr. McGee, Coach Archibald, my family that be coming out to support me every game since freshman year, and that's it.
All right, awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for coming on Benton Harbor Sports Weekly on 105.3 WVBH. And boys, thank you. Congratulations on your season. May God bless you in your future endeavors. And hope to see you guys on the TV someday playing for a big school. Or maybe playing for the league.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, boys.
Okay. All right.
That was an amazing interview with Corey Sterling. Bits and pieces of that interview will be heard on future upcoming episodes of Benton Harbor Sports Weekly live every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Power 105.3 FM WVBH. And you can listen to future upcoming episodes of Benton Harbor Sports Weekly Extra on youtube.com/BH Sports Weekly. And I thank you so much for listening to Benton Harbor Sports Weekly Extra right here on youtube.com/BH Sports Weekly. And remember, Benton Harbor Sports Weekly is the only sports talk show in the city of Benton Harbor. Thank you, everyone, and have a blessed night.